Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another manga chapter review. I am the Rat, and this is The Rat's Nest. I'm joined as always by Kyle and Trevor. Say hi, Kyle and Trevor.
Hello, everyone.
Howdy, howdy.
First episode of our new thumbnail. How crazy is that?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm finally in the thumbnail now. That's amazing. I feel so wanted.
Yeah, and like appreciated and whatnot.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's crazy how whenever I paid Cade like $50, he finally did it, right?
You mean $0?
Chainsaw Man chapter 141. What was the name of this chapter? Let me see. Normal Life Plus. So it's like New Game Plus. I think that's a reference. I think Funny Water's a gamer. This was a pretty good chapter. Overall, what do you guys think about it? Just real quick overall.
I appreciate how the first half didn't have any like text or dialogue to speak. We just visually showing this life that Denji's going through. Or sorry, Dennis. Freudian slip.
I was terrified whenever I was reading this. I was like, there is no way this chapter has no dialogue. I was like, that would be cool. Something.
That would be an interesting. I wouldn't put it past Fujimoto to experiment with chapters like this that just didn't have any dialogue. But yeah, no, like the first half doesn't have any. And then I liked a little bit of what's going to be built up to, especially the ending bit where we go back to the Wick Donalds of this world.
Yeah, where we got the whip girl and she's hot.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Trevor.
And then the other guy, but who cares?
Yeah, I don't care about him. That's why I skipped. Okay, Trevor, quick thoughts. What do you think overall?
Yep. I mean, overall, yeah, it was good. I kind of wanted it to have no dialogue because that would have been really funny.
It would have been pretty funny, yeah.
But it did have dialogue.
Dang, you win some, you lose some, I guess.
Yeah.
So overall, I really enjoyed the chapter. Like I said, I was like, there has to be dialogue, right? I was like, is this gonna be another one? No dialogue, but it would be different because that one was all action. This one has a lot of good character stuff, even when there is no dialogue. Speaking of, would you guys like to get right into it?
Let's.
You could have said no. Anyways, we come in, right, and we see Dennis basically living his normal life. He's shopping. He sees half-off Chainsaw Man curry buns. Natalie's there, going around. They're marching through. Uh-oh, a devil appears. They look to be enjoying themselves, and Dennis is happy. He pulls for his starter. He stops, and then he sees that the Chainsaw Man church and kids are coming out to beat this thing to death, right? And he's kind of flabbergasted, and he looks tired and disappointed, and he starts to kind of slouch and sulk off, right? They go back. He eats the buns with Natalie. Got all the dogs there. They watch some TV. We get to see their plants again, and also a shark kick is on Dennis's stand. So basically, Funny Water is an idiot because we saw in Look Back, whenever Shark Kick was being written, that it was written whenever electronic tablets existed, and this is 1998, and electronic tablets don't exist. So basically, Funny Water is an absolute fraud.
It's a different universe, though.
No, it's the same. No, because it's Shark Kick. So it's the same
universe.
It's the same.
It's a different universe.
No, it's the same universe. It's the same
universe.
Same panel though. Same panel though.
Okay, proof that it's in the same universe. Shark Kick exists in both. Proof that it's a different universe. There isn't any.
Well, the fact that there is a glaring contradiction between your funny like, oh, this is a loophole. No, it's not a loophole because it's a different universe.
No, it's not it is a loophole. Is it? I don't know. Which side did I take, Trevor? You have to keep me updated.
I don't remember anymore.
Okay. We see Dennis getting a little frisky with the dogs. We get the best.
Let me talk. We talked. Okay. So the same panel with the shark kick or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
There's a funny little Easter egg. Another little Easter egg in that same panel is that both Denji and Nayata have their little plant. I'm sorry, Dennis and Natasha or Natalie, whatever you call her.
Yeah.
Have their little plants, and Denji's plant is like nice and thriving, and then Natasha's plant is like withering. She never waters it.
I think this is the second time we've seen this because I thought we saw this earlier during the sequence where Ashley first came over to Dennis's house.
I think
I don't know.
did
We
see it
probably
then.
did, but like I wasn't reading that weekly. I'm
That's
reading
true,
this
that's
weekly
true.
now. So
True.
You gotta
Don't pay
absorb
as
every
much
single detail you can.
Yeah.
exactly.
But yeah, so we see Dennis getting a little frisky with the dogs. We get the best panel of part 2 that I can guarantee you within the day I will be seeing a ton of fan art for on Twitter, X, whatever who cares? And then Dennis is
Twitter
is
X what?
all the. I hate you so much, Kyle. So we get to see that Natalie is sleeping with Dennis and all the dogs, and there's Meowie. But Dennis is just kind of chilling.
Rephrase.
And I'm not rephrasing anything. See, he can't sleep, and he sits up. He kind of looks over at a poster of Chainsaw Man, right? And Natalie goes, "Can't sleep," and Dennis goes, "Hey, what's gonna happen to me from here on out?" Oh, I didn't even. We get another example of the classic funny water double panel. I love it when he does that. Dennis goes, "Hey, what's gonna happen to me from here on out? After I graduate and get a job, will I be happier than I am now?" And Natalie is like still basically asleep, saying, "Are you unhappy, Dennis?" And he's like, "I don't know." And she reaches up. She says, "You're hopeless, little Denji. I'll stay with you for the rest of your life. Then you'll be happy too, right? Because I'm just that cute." And Dennis kind of looks at her, and he sees her, and he stares at her, and he goes back down and he hugs her, and yeah. And so that's the end of the first section. So let's discuss
The first section, is
right?
11.
Obviously, we kind of talked about the first part with the no dialogue, just getting to see his normal life. I thought it was interesting to see how very clearly he wants to be Chainsaw Man. That's been explicitly stated basically with the art, where how excited he was to get into the action versus then how disappointed he was when other people took care of it for him. I think, well, we basically already knew that he wanted to be Chainsaw Man. That's kind of what he said, at the end of part 1. But just to see it illustrated again, I think really good. Like I said, you got the one panel from part 2 that's like the best panel from part 2 ever. Except that doesn't have Ashley in it, and Ashley's hot.
Is she though?
You're
How
right.
old is she?
Yoru's pretty hot. Ashley, not so much. Ashley, not so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, I can get behind
You know
that.
what's weird?
What?
This chapter kind of reminds me of that one episode in SpongeBob where Squidward moves to like that like tentacle acres, and he expects he's gonna be so happy living like a normal dull life, and he just gets progressively like sadder. I get very similar vibes to that here because that's pretty much what's happening.
Yeah.
See, I think it's actually a JoJo's reference with Yoshikage Kira, and he just wanted to live a normal life, but he didn't actually want to live a normal life though. Like he found the normal life not fun enough, So then he went right back to murdering people.
Dude, and
No, he went back to
because
sculpting his
Dennis
hands,
is blonde
Trevor.
too. Dennis is blonde too. That's like, dude, they're basically the same character.
Dude, no freaking way.
No freaking way. I think we.
And
cracked
they
the code.
both live in Japan too. Oh my gosh, dude.
And they both live in 1990s, dude. It's literally next summer that everything happens.
And they're both human.
It's so
no way.
true. That's so
Crazy.
true.
They both have a stand. But we get to see Dennis, and so Dennis is explicitly unhappy. I think he doesn't say that he's unhappy, but he doesn't know if he's unhappy or not. And so I think that this is obviously a lot because what is he supposed to do here, right? Obviously he cares a lot for Natalie. That's why he stopped being Chainsaw Man in the first place, because Josh was like, look, if you're Chainsaw Man, we're killing her. If not, you guys can live happily together, live your normal life. I'll be your best friend. I'll suck you off whenever you want. I'll even do that if you are Chainsaw Man. I just kind of want to get on that. So Dennis obviously, cares about Natalie to the point where he stopped being Chainsaw Man, and he still isn't Chainsaw Man to this point because of her. And we also see here say, "Muir hopeless." I'm trying to think of what Muir hopeless, like why they translated it like that, like what that would be in Japanese.
Well, it's because like she's tired and so she's mumbling through it.
Yeah.
They're like half asleep.
Yeah.
Little Denji.
It's a stylistic choice.
That's true. She says, "I'll stay with you for the rest of your life. Then you'll be happy too, right? Because I'm just that cute." This is an interesting line because we see that she says, "Then you'll be happy too," right? So Natalie is perfectly happy at this point. She's perfectly happy to be with Dennis, to be his little sister, right? To live with him, to be around him. She's perfectly happy with her life. But obviously, Dennis...
It's actually really interesting because it's a stark contrast between Natalie and Shu. We were just talking the hot one.
Yoru.
Her before.
Damn.
No, her
Fami?
before she was Natalie.
Damn. Himeno.
No, part
Damn.
one.
Kobani.
It starts with an
Damn.
M.
Power. Damn.
Makima.
Number 3. Yeah, Makima.
Marissa. Yeah, Marissa.
Okay, so Makima only likes Denji because Denji was Chainsaw Man, but like Nayata doesn't even care about Chainsaw Man.
Natalie at this point is the only person that cares about Dennis for Dennis. Because Josh only cares about Dennis because he's Chainsaw Man. He doesn't even care about Dennis, right? You know, Mike only cares about Dennis because he's Chainsaw Man. Sexual Assault Chan only cares about Dennis because he's Chainsaw Man. Natalie's the only person here who's like, she doesn't care that he's Chainsaw Man or not Chainsaw Man. She sees Dennis. And that is interesting with the comparison to Makima from part 1. But I think that's part of the reason, too, why Dennis looks at her and sees it and he lies back down, you know, accepting, like, no, that's right. Remembering why he's not Chainsaw Man is for her. And then also, like, Trevor and I were talking a little bit beforehand, and Trevor brought up, he was like, isn't Natalie basically, like, the part 2 Power? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I guess so. I was like, they are different characters, right? They're pretty different. But they do both take up that little sister role. And Power, you know, to say, did she ever see Dennis? I would say so. But she at least never cared about Chainsaw Man, right? And that's all that Dennis has ever really cared about himself. It came to the forefront of his mind at the end of part 1. You know, obviously with everything with Makima. But I think that he probably realized in retrospect how Power and Aki treated him, you know, because of Dennis, not because of Chainsaw Man. And so I think he sees that with Natalie here, and that's why he's able to choose to not be Chainsaw Man and to be not fully fulfilled because he cares so much for her and she cares so much for him. I love this dynamic. I absolutely love this dynamic. I remember, I know Kyle was with me, the wait whenever part 2 started to see Natalie again. And then she finally showed up again in the white woman jump scare chapter. That was peak. That was peak.
That was a great day to be a Chainsaw Man fan as it released weekly. I remember sitting down and reading the chapter where we met Natalie and what happened with Yoru, and she just like puts the chain on her. It was really funny.
I would put a chain on Yoru. What? But yeah, no, I really like Natalie. I really like her character in this chapter, and her relationship with Dennis, I think, is a very, very well written one that I think Funny Water has done a very good job with. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, on to the greet and potatoes of this chapter.
The last 3 pages.
The final 3 pages. Where we get to see none other than the hybrid crew, except for the 3 that we knew. Which I saw this and I literally pogged. I was like, dude, no freaking way. It's like I predicted. Where we don't get to see Reze, Kwanzi, or Katana Man. Because we know all of them. Katana Man has ties to the Mafia. He'll probably go back to them, right? Kwanzi has ties to China. She'll probably go back there. Plus, she's a lesbian. And then Reze has ties with Russia. She'll probably go back there. So as far as we know, it's just these 4, and given the topic of the meeting, they are the only 4. I think that they would be meeting with everyone participating if, you know, for this meeting. So I don't think that Reze or Katana Man or Kwanzi will show up. Another interesting detail, this is the hamburger shop that Kobani worked at. I don't know if it's the exact one, but it's the same brand. It's Pog. A family burger, that's what it's called. Good old family burger.
Burger King.
It's not, dude. It's not Burger King. Dude.
Yeah, it is. It's Burger King.
It's not.
It's Family Burger.
It's Family Burger. A trip so nice you take it twice.
God damn it.
I can't believe she tripped twice. Anyways, we come in and we see Barry and Mike, and we see the hot one and Spearman, who no one cares about. No one cares about him. I don't care about him.
The hot one's not that smart, honestly.
You're not that smart, idiot. Anyway, so
she
Barry,
says,
shut up. Did I ask?
No, you shut up. You let me.
Look, Kyle. This is called the Rat's Nest. That's not the Kyle Nest. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You
Yeah,
can't
that's what I
even
thought.
spell devil.
You can't even spell devil. Okay, try right now. Try right now.
Fuck. Okay, you got me.
Damn, I thought.
I'm assuming that's that comes from like weird translation stuff where they can't fully like translate it because weapon and devil are and human aren't hard things to spell, but like in Japanese,
Maybe they're all similar. I don't know.
yeah, like they're very similar to like other things, and like
Yeah, but they're clearly
additionally, you've got the 3
English.
different alphabets with a total of like 41,000 characters.
They're
I like to
clearly
think she's
speaking
just
English here.
clinically like on the spectrum or something.
Which spectrum?
Charter. Okay. Into the dialogue. So Barry goes, tomorrow is the Chainsaw Man Church's day of worship. The followers won't hunt any devils that appear. That's interesting. I think they'll probably follow through on it because, the Chainsaw Man Church folks are kind of devout. To understate it. So he goes, but the civilian and public safety devil hunters will come crawling out like cockroaches if we keep killing them. We'll come calling out like cockroaches. If we keep killing them, Chainsaw Man's senses of justice will brim over and he'll arrive to defeat the devil. I hope he comes. And we see Mike a little bit conflicted, right? He's chewing and he goes, hey, why go this far to draw Chainsaw Man out? Tell me too. And we see Whip Girl go, tomorrow we are weapons. Discard all other thoughts. And Mike goes, I'm a human. Let me think for myself. I like Mike. I like Mike. I like him. I like Ike. Lather me up, boss. That's a good joke. Everyone's going to understand that joke.
He reminds me of all those memes where it's like so-called free thinkers win, and then it's just like all the robots staring.
I mean, it's kind of
Yeah,
like...
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope that Mike isn't able to go through with it. I hope that he ends up being like, I can't do this. I need to help Denji. I mean Dennis. I need to help Dennis, and then he becomes a good guy, and then we've got like a best friend character,
Dude, it would be awesome if Mike was like the new Aki.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. It'd be
Dennis
awesome.
needs a bro that isn't gay, like Josh.
We'll need Kate to redo the art
thumbnail, yeah,
and have it be the rat still as Denji, but then the rat still at Kyle as Denji. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Bro was fumbling. Kept choosing the wrong dialogue option.
Okay, just cut this out, but don't actually, because I don't want you to have to do more work.
Of course, thank you, Trevor. Okay, so Barry goes, he's right, we're humans, we're also weapons, and devils too. Do you know what these 3 things have in common? Whip Girl kind of thinks about it for a second and says, they're all hard to spell. And Barry goes, wrong, you fucking dumbass. Humans, weapons, and devils were all born to kill. And that's why God will forgive us no matter how many people we kill tomorrow. Huh.
So it's okay if you call her stupid, but I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so true.
Dude, I'm literally the king of double standards. You think I wouldn't? Anyways, so this is interesting. This is kind of giving me a little bit of a flashback to back whenever Yuko was still around, which she was around 3 times. She had to be killed 3 times. And, we had the funny chapter where she said, don't come to school tomorrow. I feel like it's a similar kind of vibe here almost, right? Where you have, the end of the chapters is a very explicit threat. So the hybrids here, at least these 4, and we don't see Spearman talk. They're planning on tomorrow going out and killing a bunch of people, right? Public safety and whoever are going to come out. Public safety and the civilian devil hunters as well. That's what I was forgetting. Will come out, and the weapons are going to kill them. So then Dennis will come out and save them. Because, that's what they're banking on anyways. As to whether or not he will, I don't know. But basically, they're going to mass murder people. So this is basically, Mike and Barry did kind of sign with the church in a way, right? They were kind of roughly on the church's side. But I think that this goes well because whenever Mike was introduced, right, he was kind of bad-mouthing the church. And so that's why I was kind of confused last chapter whenever we found, or the chapter before, whenever he was a member of the church, right? And so I was like, that's interesting that, he would say that as a member. But they're not strictly affiliated. And Mike himself is more of a free thinker. We kind of talked about it. I'm with you, Trevor. I hope that he doesn't go through stuff and that he becomes a bro character. He definitely has the mindset for it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has the mindset for it.
Yeah, I mean, additionally, it's a solid parallel because who else had a katana?
Huh?
Katana Man.
Wait, no, Aki. He had a katana.
No, but
Also,
Swordman
so
isn't Katana Man.
No, yeah, but a katana is still a sword.
That's just like saying that
Not
every
all swords
square
are
is a
katanas.
rectangle.
Every square is a rectangle.
Dude, exactly. That's what I was saying. It's just like saying that. It's crazy. But yeah, so here we also get to see more of Barry. Obviously, he's a little bit manipulative, kind of based. We get to see that Whip Girl is on the spectrum, and we get to see that Spear Guy continues to not matter. I would say going forward, I hope we get more characterization for Whip Girl and Spear Guy. Because I think Funny Water's done a really good job bringing back Barry and Mike and making them extremely interesting. And so seeing what he could do with those two, I think would be really exciting. So I hope they're not just like one and dones almost. I hope he gives the time to develop them.
I think it'll mostly depend on whether or not 142 takes place later this day, or if it takes place on the killing day of tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I'd agree. I think if he was going to develop them, it would be before the battle. I guess you could develop during the fight, but
they're gonna die during the fight. They're fighting Chainsaw Man.
Well, that's the question.
Actually, let's be real here. They're probably not going to fight Chainsaw Man. They're probably going to fight Ashley.
Dude, what if Ashley and Dennis meet again on the field and they fall in love?
And they kiss?
And they kiss? Dude, that would be crazy. Dude, I think that that's my official. I'm going to put $1,000 down on DraftKings Sportsbook. Link in description. to bet on that happening. I should totally steal someone's code and just put it in my description, and so if anyone actually does that, it just goes to them. That'd be really funny. But I think that this is an extremely interesting. So what did you guys think overall about this kind of final part there? Any interesting thoughts or whatever?
I like the setup for what's to come in the future, because I feel like the next big arc will be this day of worship for Chainsaw Man, where I think we'll finally get to see both sides coming together within Denji, where it's well, do I or don't I? And then I think we'll finally get to see the choice he makes, which obviously I think, given what we know of him, the choice will ultimately be, I want to be Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. Or it could be this is the second time we see Black Chainsaw Man. He's so torn internally about I can't be Chainsaw Man, but I need to be Chainsaw Man.
He has a flashback where he's like, "Oh no, I killed my mom," and then he goes berserk.
No freaking way.
No freaking way.
No freaking way. And thank you very much. Berserk killed his dad. So fact check yourself, Sweaty. His mom died before he was born. It's going to be awesome whenever you guys either eventually read Berserk or don't, and you find out that I'm not even lying there. That's going to be the best part of that joke. Whenever you guys read that and be like, dang, he really wasn't capping, though. I never cap. I've never capped once in my entire life. But overall, I really enjoyed this chapter. Getting to see everything with Dennis and Nayata's relationship, I think that there was some really solid development there. Just the way that they're all written, I absolutely love getting to see them together. And I'm really excited to see the fights going forward. Getting the chapters back to back like this. So this is Trevor. Getting the chapters back to back like this, and I've been thinking that I'd seen some people. It typically means that a big fight, whatever is coming. because he'll typically come through, and then we might have bi-weekly for a couple weeks while he like draws the fight stuff, and then that's like all published back to back. But it's been fun to get it back to back. Sadly, the bisexual devil has struck again. But I very thoroughly enjoyed this chapter.
Yeah, it was a really good chapter.
Yep, me too. And it had a lot of good visual storytelling.
Yeah, no, I think Funny Water's really good with that.
Good vocal storytelling too. When they said, "Yeah, we're gonna kill people," and I was like, "What?"
Dude, when the Whip Girl talked, I was like, peak fiction much? That's crazy.
Awooga?
Yes, please. Mommy? Step on me? Anyways, if you guys are this far in the video, then obviously there's something you like. So make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us what your favorite part of this chapter was. And just to let's do a little bit of a test. All right, let's do a little bit of a test. Right, if you're this far in the video, if you're listening to this, comment your top 3 hottest Chainsaw Man characters. That'll be the test. Right. If you don't, then okay, that's fine. But thank you all for watching. We hope that you all enjoyed. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.